All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I love biographies, and I love autobiographies. I love stories, true stories about people. And I've often thought, and I've even said this on our show, that I've noticed something about biographies and autobiographies. There are those that tell the story and leave God out of the story, and there are those that tell the story and include God in the story. And I'm not saying this as a religious observation. It's just an observation, maybe about the people, the religious beliefs of those who write their own stories or write stories of other people. But what I mean by that is, let's say there's a story about a guy who went from rags to riches, okay? And every chapter of the story, here's what he did, here's what he did, here's what he did, here's what he did. So he's a self-made man, quote unquote, right? And then somebody who's done the exact same thing went from rags to riches, and he will say, this is what I did, and by the grace of God, and it was almost a miracle, and I prayed about this, and I really believe this was an answer to a prayer, and this person came into my life, and I really feel like God must have sent this person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a religious book, but it's just the figures of speech we use that kind of give you an inkling about whether or not somebody is crediting God or a higher entity, I guess is what to say, if you for those who like it said that way better. Mary Johnson has written a book. It's called Mary, the Seventh Girl, Extraordinary Miracles in an Ordinary Life. And oh my gosh, you want to hear some stories about some miracles or just read some? It's in the book. You gotta, if you're watching the streaming video right now, we have a picture of the cover of the book on, since she is not in the studio. Mary A. Johnson is a minister, a counselor. She was born the seventh daughter in her family. She's a former local television show host. She's an inspirational speaker and a very accomplished author. Mary, the Seventh Girl is the book. Extraordinary Miracles in an Ordinary Life. I think there's a bit of an echo going on. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit. Mary Johnson, good morning, Mary.
Well, good morning. I'm so excited to be with you. I'm a little bit nervous, but then this is the vocals the Lord gives me, so we'll do the best we can with what we have.
Oh, my gosh. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pearland, Texas, about 15 minutes outside of Houston.
And is this the first book you've written, or have you written other books?
I have written other books. However, they're more akin to public school curriculum, appropriate grooming for middle and high school girls. I also have written one on anger management. Go figure. From wonderful miracles to appropriate grooming, and now to managing our anger. Well, we need help there too, you know.
A lot of people need help there, and I don't know what it is about our world, but I think it's more common now than, let's say, 100 years ago.
Well, I actually believe people are hurting. They're in pain, and they have forgotten about Christ. Oh, my God. He's real. He's left the tomb. I tell you, I can testify. Turning to Christ would, oh my word, it would settle our nerves. It would make us a lot more peaceful. To be peaceful actually makes us whole when everything else is just falling apart around us. So we need to get back to Christ.
I want to ask you, have you always felt that way, or was there a turning point in your life?
Oh, no, I have always felt this way, probably as far back as I can remember about the age of 10. I think with more support from parents, I might have been a nun. But with 8 girls, they were extremely protective. But no, I've always loved Christ, always knew he was all I had. And turns out he's all I need.
Tell the listeners about some of the miracles in the book. I'm a little bit reluctant because I want to make sure people buy your book, but at the same time, I really want our listeners to hear some of these stories.
Well, let me tell you the one that sticks out. My mother had been told, we must amputate your leg. There's no way, it's not going to, you can't keep it. And the doctors had given up, they were done. So one day as I sat at the foot of her bed, I asked her, how would you feel without a leg? Oh my God. She said, daughter, you're the 7th girl, and you have special powers. Would you pray for me? Well, no sooner said than done. I was just ecstatic. My mother felt I could do something. So I started to pray and prayed for 9 days consistent. My mother passed recently. She was 100 years old, both legs, and it was never sick again. The doctors couldn't figure it out because medicine does not like to mix miracles and Christ with healing. But I have news for them. He fixed it. And the interesting thing, I told my mom that very day because I heard the voice, a very soft whisper, she will keep her leg. And she did. You know, to me, miracles, God's work. I could bore you with the very...
No, no, that's not boring in any way at all. I love what you just said.
But that's what happened. But what I was going to say, I could bore you with a long, somehow type of definition of miracles. But to me, it's God's work. Those things that are beyond human control, that was beyond the experts' control, and everyone. Was she 100? Can you believe both legs?
Even that's even that's a miracle. Mary A. Johnson is our guest. She's the author of her book called Mary, the 7th Girl. She is the 7th girl in her family, and she just told us one of the miracles that is in the book. It is just so wonderful to hear that. So can I ask some questions about that, or do questions? Is it not even important to ask questions? How much of a role does faith play on your part and on your mother's part?
My mother was a woman of great faith. She made sure we learned our prayers and, of course, was prepared for all of the sacraments that we could receive, catechism, church, and it was that kind of thing. No excuses unless, of course, you just can't walk to get to church. I don't even want to hear you're really sick. But Mom had great faith, and for me, it's all that I have. I can tell you another one. I lost everything I owned 15 years ago in a tropical storm. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I done to you, Lord, for you to destroy my everything, cars, homes, strictly the clothing that I was wearing was what I escaped with. But you know, I kept thinking, he will fix this. Jesus will fix this. I now have a gorgeous home, twice as big as the other. The cars were all restored. it's truly, if you believe, if you trust, if you bring him in your life, you won't fall apart. And of course, as a result, you will walk through any trials, any tribulations with faith and peace. Remember, peace keeps order, and where there's peace, God lives. So
wow.
It's just numerous.
All right.
Numerous.
Can I ask you to just hang on a little bit? We have to take a break, and during the break, Robin will talk to you off the air. We'll be right back. Mary, if you would like to say hi to Mary, you're welcome to do that. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a break and be right back with Mary A. Johnson. Again, her book is called Mary, the Seventh Girl, Extraordinary Miracles in Ordinary Life, and she's already told us a couple of those miracles that are in the book. We will be right back.
The boom is back. The largest air show in the South is returning to the skies of Lakeland for Sun and Fun 2017, April 4th through 9th. Don't miss out as the U.S. Navy Blue Angels make their return. Witness aerial acrobatics and high-powered performances by some of the world's most incredible aerialists. Walk among historic warbirds on the flight line and explore vintage aircraft in today's modern military fighters, including the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Thunderbolt II Joint Strike Fighter. Great times are waiting that you will not want to miss, including air shows daily. Plus, don't forget to take advantage of the Florida Resident Weekend Special, Saturday, April 8th and Sunday, April 9th. Enjoy 3 shows for the price of 1. View the night air show, including acrobatic flyers, a firework display, and return Sunday for an additional show for free. Make plans now to bring the whole family and feel the boom of Sun and Fun. For ticket information and showtimes, visit us at flysnf.org.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The NFL Alumni is sponsoring a Clays for Kids, a sporting event to benefit the Marion County Children's Charity. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday, April 8th. Call 427-0950 for detailed information. The NFL Alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, prizes, and drawings throughout the day. Call 427-0950 for detailed information on the Clay for Kids sporting event, hosted by the NFL Alumni.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's a beautiful Friday morning. The weekend is today, tomorrow. I don't know when your weekend starts. 73 degrees right now. It says it's going to rain, but I don't see a cloud in the sky through this window. Oh, I see a tiny one over there. The weekend looks beautiful. High temperatures tomorrow around 90, Sunday around 94 degrees. Let's return to our interview with Mary A. Johnson. Her book is called Mary, the Seventh Girl. If you're looking at the streaming video, you can see a photo of the cover of the book, and it documents some of the miracles that Mary has experienced in her life. There are so many more. Mary, you're an amazing lady. I'm so glad that you put these into a book.
Listen, I have a son who's a medical doctor, but when he was about 10, he goes, Mama, all these miracles, I think you should put them in a journal. Someday it could be a book. It was actually at that point that I began to record them. So from the mouths of children, who knew? Well, I will be honest with you, though. Who could experience such miracles and keep it for self? It wouldn't be fair, I believe, to the public. Let me tell you, currently I'm experiencing a powerful miracle. I cast a blue shadow.
What?
Doesn't matter what color I wear. My shadow is blue.
I don't even know what color my shadow is.
Well, no, in the book, I say shadows are like water. They're colorless. Normally, they don't come with the color. Hands are blue. Hair is blue. Wherever I am.
What does that mean? Does it mean something?
Oh, yes! The Blessed Virgin Mary is defined by the color blue. And we have to know it's powerful. The sky is blue most of the time.
Yeah.
But she's defined by the color blue.
Wow. Can you tell the audience the story about the car wash? What happened in the car wash?
I love that.
Oh, my God. That was so powerful. I was going through a divorce, and by the way, that marriage was annulled by the church. But to me, marriage was still death. But you cannot control another individual. So I woke up one morning just feeling so down and out, and I'm like, Lord, why take this away? I don't like this. I'm normally so cheerful. I thought, I'll just go wash my car and get away from this a minute. Well, as I walked to my car, I was getting in the car. As I tried to pull the door, this large man with a beautiful countenance stopped the door. And he said, "You are beautiful. You are kind. God loves you." And I mean, he went on and on. He walked away. Who was that man?
Who was that man?
Oh, I mean, listen, he was God sent. But I'll tell you one thing.
Was it a real man or was it an angel?
It was a real it was a man. The Lord doesn't like to frighten us. He wouldn't do that. So it was a real person. He was dressed in clothing because I was looking at
Me
him
too.
and I thought, oh my God, Jesus, you heard me. You know, if we but ask, because I'm like, Lord, I don't like feeling this way. I know you will fix my life.
I don't understand what the man did at the car wash. And did he open the door while you were going through the car wash?
No, he didn't open the door.
Oh, okay.
There was no one behind me. But when I opened the door and sat in the car, I looked to get my keys in the ignition. When I looked back, after it was washed, I looked back at this large man who began to tell me how wonderful I was.
All right, did he get in the car with you?
No, he did not. He simply, when I tried to pull the door, he stopped it, and he began by telling me I was a wonderful person.
You're a pretty lady. I just looked at your picture. I'm looking at your video right now.
Oh my God! Thank you.
You could be a model.
Well, listen, I was a model for several years.
And
I did that too, and I hope I brought some spirituality, some Christ into that world.
Wow.
It's one where they insist on perfection.
All right.
With everything that you've been through, it's really, really amazing that you're certified in anger management and domestic violence, that you're able to help others.
Well, for most of my life, those things that I aspire to is to help others. I feel, knowing Christ, I have such an advantage. You know, I know him. I've known him since I was a child, and always striving to know him better. I can possibly be a help to others. And to your listening audience, no matter what you're going through. It could be financial, it could be loneliness, sadness. Bring Christ in. Start with short prayers. Whether you're standing, sitting, if you're not, you don't have to be in church to pray. I say definitely go to church, but I pray all day, short prayers.
Yeah.
Lord, help me.
Oh, I do
Lord,
too.
come
I do
into
the
my
same
life.
thing. I do the same thing. Mary, can I ask you a question? In one of the chapters of the book says God talks to you through the radio, and you're on the radio right now. So, I mean, explain how explain that. What do you mean?
Oh, that was so powerful. I was driving to my store one Saturday. Again, I'm in the flesh, so I was feeling very down, just down about various matters in my life. And the radio, the Lord will get your attention. And he began to speak to me that he knew I was trying for a long time. The record was playing behind the voice. I know you've been trying for a long time, but we're all behind you. Remember that it's will. You can choose to do what you want to in this matter or not, but we stand behind you. That just blew I cried all the way to work.
My goodness!
gosh.
Oh my gosh!
How powerful!
By the
is
way, if
that?
I was that big man at that car wash, I would have gotten in the car with you too. Look how pretty you are. Oh my. all right.
He did not get in the car. He was God sent. He was there to deliver a message.
Okay.
And he really, for no other reason, to deliver a message.
What was the
And,
message? The message was that you were beautiful, right?
The message was that I was beautiful.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
And to survive the divorce.
But he was letting me know you'll be okay. You may be feeling down today, but this will get better. Who knew I was going through anything? No one but my immediate family. This was a message from Christ. And let me tell you, after that, my train was back on the tracks. I was just fine. I have another one if we have
Yeah,
time.
we got enough time for one more, yeah.
Oh, this will blow your mind. One night I went to bed and I'm like, Lord, I don't like this going through a divorce. I don't know if I've offended you. I'm not the one who wanted this. I went to sleep all night like a tape recorder. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I woke up at 2 o'clock, sat on the side of the bed. I said, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? Went back to sleep. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Long story short, Sunday morning, got up, went to church because this was Saturday night. Father said, he stopped. I said, Father, I need to talk to you because there's something I don't understand. He said, oh my God, Mary, you're under God's care and no one can harm you. That's what that means. And he said, if you read Psalm 91, that's what no weapons formed against you shall prosper.
Wow. Mary, I don't think I've ever had an interview quite like this one. Thank you so much for being on the air with us today. The book is called Mary, the Seventh Girl. I have a copy of the book. Call me if you would like the copy that Mary sent us. I'll be glad to put your name on it. Leave it here. I know it's available on. Is it on? Well, I don't really know this. Is it available on Amazon?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and there is a website, the www.marytheseventhgirl, and they can bring up various excerpts from the book.
I sure hope, Mary, I thank you for being on. I sure hope you do an audiobook. I would love to listen to this, especially if you were reading it. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for being on the air with us today. We have somebody calling in for the book. Let me give this away, but first we've got to take a break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president backing his former national security advisor who's offered to testify about Russia in exchange for immunity.
President Trump fired off this tweet, quote, Mike Flynn should ask for immunity in that this is a witch hunt, parentheses, excuse for big election loss, by media and Dems of historic proportion.
Fox's Shannon Bream, a state of emergency declared for Fulton County in Georgia after a fire collapses part of I-85, causing an ongoing traffic nightmare.
They have been doing visual assessment to the extent possible they can now. They still are not able to fully enter the area because of the heat.
Russell McMurray, commissioner of the Georgia Department of Transportation, and police in Florida looking for a woman they say pulled a pair of guns on a 7-Eleven clerk after he refused to accept a jar of dirty pennies as payment. The clerk sustained minor injuries. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how.
A Napa guy knows that by the foot, there's no better ride than an old station wagon. Room for 6 people facing forward, 2 people facing backward, and a whole lot of luggage, lumber, and bicycles haphazardly strapped to the roof. If you can parallel park that beast, you can park anything. And with some quality parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep your land ship running longer, stronger. It's not obsolete. It's a rare treasure. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Are you concerned about your prostate? Do you pee more often than you used to? Be honest, is there a drop in your romantic life? You need to call for a free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. With Super Beta Prostate, you'll have less urges to urinate, less waking at night, and an improvement in your romantic life guaranteed. Try it free. Pay only shipping and handling. Call 1-800-460-0487. 1-800-460-0487. 1-800-460-0487.
Today in Florida Ag News from a Southeast AgNet, well, Florida agriculture is facing some big budget cuts as both the House Ag and Natural Resources Appropriations Subcommittee and Senate Environment and Natural Resources Appropriations Subcommittees met this week to discuss their budget proposals for the next fiscal year. And while dollar amounts do differ between the two proposals, one thing in common is Florida agriculture could take a big hit overall. Florida Commissioner of Agriculture Adam Putnam released a statement this week about Fresh from Florida funding. He said this is a political assault on a good program that will have real consequences on real people. The department had requested over $12,800,000 to be allocated to the Fresh from Florida program, but the House proposal only allocated a little over $2 million in its proposal. Other budget cuts included a $20 million reduction for springs restoration and a $10 million reduction for citrus marketing. Both subcommittees will vote on the proposals next week, so all of agriculture is encouraged to contact any member of the subcommittees to share their opinions.
Hey, Mike, what's the word today?
Well, the way crop prices fluctuate, I might try to save money on my nutrition program this year. What do you think?
Well, did you end up using Black Max 22 last year? It's been part of our nutrition program the last 5 years, and it can put between $10 and $50 an acre into my pocket year after year.
Oh, that's the one you told me about. It's designed to help my soil provide nutrition better and cut down on burn from fertilizer, right?
That's LHC technology.
Okay, I think I'll give old Black Max 22 a try.
Black Max 22. If you feed it, you need it. See your local CPS retailer today.
Headquartered in Augusta, Georgia, FPL Food is the #1 privately owned processor of fresh beef products and ground beef selections in the Southeast. FPL Foods invites you to visit Chattel Farms to learn about their innovative vision for the cattle industry as they showcase their brand new state-of-the-art feeding facility in Reedsville, Georgia. There are exciting plans on the horizon, and they involve working with cattle producers in the Southeast. For more information, visit the event website, chattelfarmsopenhouse.eventbrite.com. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala
Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.